Court is in session and calls number 329306. Case is filed with State of Texas versus Michael Anthony Resendez. Resendez. Mr. Resendez, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Resendez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Resendez, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Resendez?
Good.
That's good. Mr. Resendez, first, thank you for being patient with us. Mr. Resendez, your attorney in this case is Attorney Charles McIntosh. Attorney McIntosh, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. McIntosh, do you waive a record of Mr. Resendez's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Resendez, I have before me a document that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This document is titled Information. This information alleges that on or about October 3rd of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Mr. Resendez, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Resendez, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes,
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Mr. Resendez, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this document, Mr. Resendez, there are a set of initials that are on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On the third page of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, Mr. Resendez, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Resendez, is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are two boxes that are checked at the top of this document. First box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Resendez, I have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Mr. Resendez, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Resendez, I've noticed that your signature on the documents on the tablet, you have Michael R. And then the signature on this document, Trial Court Certification, you have Michael Resendez.
Well, because on that one, my finger was kind of too big for it, so I didn't have space for it. So that's fine.
Well, you got enough. Hand that back to him. He can finish writing his full last name. It's two spots. I think it's on the misdemeanor plea admonishment and the trial court certification defendant's right of appeal.
Sorry about that. You're good.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, now, Mr. Resendez. These documents that I've just mentioned to you that have your signature and your initials on them, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Resendez, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
States 1, Your Honor.
No objections.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Resendez, your attorney, Mr. McIntosh, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McIntosh, you were advising counsel, Mr. Resendez, is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Resendez, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
It's 90 days in jail, probated by 1 year.
No, we did a deferred offer.
Let me see. Hold on a minute. Here you go. Oh, hold on, this is the updated one?
No. Oh, I left the fine waived up on there, but it's the same. It was a 90. I mean, it was just a 1 year deferred is what I have.
Okay,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay. You could use that if you,
You want me to
I mean, you
to
can,
change it?
no, it's,
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay, because you got it just,
I have just the 1 year deferred.
great, great.
Yes.
Okay, now state, what is the plea bargain agreement?
It's a deferred for 1 year, $500.
No,
Zero fine.
it wasn't any fines, it was $140 something of,
It's 141.49 restitution made payable to Zachary South with 30 hours community
Yes.
service, 0 urban violence rate
that's correct.
for 1 year deferred adjudication order.
Okay,
That's correct.
so, is the offer, 1 year deferred adjudicated probation? Well, I see what it was. And, zero fine, plus court costs,
And the court costs were $340.99
yeah,
to Zachary Stiles.
oh, that's the restitution.
Yes, Your Honor.
The restitution, I have 141.49.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me just see, okay. I have before me, an offer of 1 year, is that correct? Deferred adjudicated probation. Zero fine plus court costs, community service of 30 hours, restitution in the amount of $141.49 payable to Zachary Stiles.
Correct.
Okay, is that that's the offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Resendez, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you will not be required to pay a fine because the fine will be waived. However, you will be required to pay court costs in the amount of $352. You'll be required to pay restitution of $141.49 to Zachary Stiles. You'll be required to pay $60 each month probation fee, $50 each month urinalysis fee, and you will reimburse Jefferson County the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Your total monthly installments, that is, the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you are on probation, is $145 per month. Mr. Resendez, will you be able to pay the $145 per month?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will also be required to perform 30 hours of community service. And you will be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Resendez, do you understand the state's offer? And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Resendez, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Resendez, if you successfully complete this deferred probationary period, your case will be dismissed, will not appear on your record as a conviction, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney, Mr. Charles McIntosh, about non-disclosure because he's quite competent on those matters. Mr. Resendez, you're going to stand on the X next to your attorney and follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you. You too.
Like you have to sign too, Mr.
Oh,
McIntosh.
So I'm gonna select, your thumbprint first, place your right one on here for me. Lift it up, hang on just a second, let's try again. It's okay, it is hot in here. Okay, try again. And then I'm gonna get a signature from you, so give me just a second. Thank you, guys. Sign it. Let's see if I have it. And this is your paperwork, we're gonna bring to the probation office and you verify the allergy to your center. Before you leave, I do need you to raise your right hand for me. You swear you never be convicted of the first adjudication or regular probation for misdemeanor felony in this United States. And then you have any other pending charges that you're aware of.
You are,
Have a good day.
okay.
Okay, so
Next case is cause number 330546. Case is filed in the state of Texas versus Hernan Chavez. Hernan Chavez was scheduled to be in court this morning for 9 a.m. for the court's announcement docket on today's date of May 11 of 2022. At about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Hernan Chavez at the courthouse door. Hernan Chavez did not answer. A reasonable time has Hernan Chavez has not appeared in court since the court's been in session. Hernan Chavez attorney, Mr. Paget, did appear in court. The time now is 12:03 p.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Hernan Chavez at the courthouse door?
No response.
Hernan Chavez's name was called again at the courthouse door. Hernan Chavez did not answer. Reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Hernan Chavez an opportunity to appear in court. He's not appearing in court. State, you have a motion?
State moves to bond forfeiture, Judge.
Okay, now, Ms. Smith, you said that you had a call from Mr. Paget regarding Mr. Chavez?
He's in custody and we're right outside.
Okay, I guess we gotta confirm that. And, yeah, we'll confirm it. The state is gonna hold off, the court is gonna hold off on granting that motion at this time. Should we find out otherwise, then the motion will be granted. The warrant will be issued for his arrest. Okay. Next case is cause number 331466. Case is filed the state of Texas versus Edwin Flores. Edwin Flores in cause number 331466 was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. for the court's announcement docket. At or about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called Edwin Flores' name at the courthouse door. Edwin Flores did not answer. Edwin Flores has not appeared in court since the court's been in session. Edwin Flores' attorney, Mr. Todd LeBlanc, did appear in court, and Mr. LeBlanc announced that Mr. Flores was in class, and he was going to call him and get back on Zoom with the court. And the time now is 12:06 p.m. on today's date of May 11 of 2022. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Edwin Flores?
Edwin Flores. Edwin Flores. No response.
State moves to bond forfeiture, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Edwin Flores' name was just called again at the courthouse door by the court's bailiff. Edwin Flores did not answer. Reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Flores an opportunity to appear in court, to make an appearance. Edwin Flores has not appeared. The state has moved for a bond forfeiture. That motion will be granted. Every Flores bond will be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued for his arrest. This will conclude the calling of the court's announcement document, which is scheduled at 9 a.m. on today's date of May 11, 2022 in County Court at Law Number 2. Everyone, please have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.